anything else on FC Dallas related we need to go through?
No,
Ah.
I think we can leave that behind now, right?
I
Yeah,
think we're ready to get over to Marcus's favorite part of the show. Where
Yeah,
we
now
talk
my
about
day can get better. No more FC Dallas talk.
No, but yeah, indeed. So we're gonna call this around the grounds. My man came up with that. This is basically the soccer in America. That some of the highlights that we're gonna go through. So first, we're gonna touch on local news. Our local USL One team, Texoma, has turned it around.
Yeah, they have.
They're currently they went from bottom of the table to a play. They're in a playoff position right now at 7th because eight teams get to go into the playoffs, and then obviously we wouldn't get a home game, but that would be in their first season, especially when they started off as bottom dwellers.
I mean,
really
they
turned it
reshaped the
around.
entire team basically.
They're 2-1-2, or wait. So 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss last 5 games. So that is a massive turnaround. 19 points. This is basically the half point in the season for them. They have 15 more games, so basically cut in half.
Take this past weekend with a grain of salt because that game was supposed to start at 7:30, and due to weather delays, it didn't start till nearly midnight. I believe it was like 11:30 something when that game actually started. So take this result with a grain of salt because that's a long time to wait around and cool off and warm up and cool off and warm up.
That was against Portland Hearts of Pine, right?
That was, and Portland is a great team too, though.
I mean, off the field, great team. On the field, they're working through like every first year team, to be honest. If you look at the bottom of the table, it's basically all the first year teams except for AV Alta, who are in second place, 4 points short of Spokane, which is obviously a powerhouse at that level. But yeah, we just want to, we're glad they turned it around. Attendance seems to be stabilizing at about 1,100 a game, which it's not great, but not bad given the circumstances. Because we have teams like South Georgia Tormenta that are getting 400 and 500 a game. So obviously, we were all worried about Texoma, but it seems like they're leveling it off. And to be honest, at this level, attendance is the moneymaker, right? There are a few exceptions to that rule, but if you're not getting people in butts, then you can't sell to vendors to get food.
I think you meant butts in seats.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
People's butts in seats.
Yeah, pause.
Pause.
Indeed. So that's obviously our local team, and then we have what could be one of our future local teams. So Fort Worth City, Fort Worth ISD, and I don't know, the Stockyards Corporation, whatever they call it over there, are talking about revitalizing Farrington Field, which is a historic built in 1939 for $300,000. Which whenever I see those numbers, I'm like, you could build a stadium for that much.
Isn't that crazy?
That's the equivalent of like 40 million in today's money back then. So they're
not
talking
bad
about
for a stadium though. Still,
that's a fact. I mean, there wasn't amenities. There was no ADA. Like it was a big seating, right? We just need to put concrete seating, and that was all we really needed. So they're talking about updating that. So they passed the city passed a new special tax zone, is what they call it, where they will divert certain property taxes, sales taxes from that area into revitalizing the entire area because flood issues, etc. But a part of that revitalization is maybe updating Farrington Field for professional soccer. And
we've got images. Check that out.
Look at that. I'm telling you, AI makes everything easier. You used to have to hire someone for this. Now you can just I would take this with a huge lumping.
Is that Rose Lavelle on the video board?
Yes, it's actually the women's national team. This would actually qualify to get national team games. So I will say this is actually a really great development. The one thing I will take with a massive heaping amount of salt is the coverings. These are always the first things to go when the budget gets tight, right? Yeah. It's like, what can we cut? We don't need the coverings. We can cut those. It's actually pretty doable. They're budgeting $55 million, which is why I said the first thing to go is going to be the covering. They're keeping the original stands. They're going to update them for ADA, which means elevators. There's actually, if you think about it, it's the exact same thing they're doing for the Cotton Bowl. So they're updating so that
every stadium across this region, across the Metroplex, especially soccer specific stadiums, but generally every stadium across this area can do a lot better for ADA access as far as parking access and all that other stuff goes.
Yes, indeed. And this is a really great location. It's down the street from Dickies Arena for all who knows that, and the Stockyards So it's not downtown, but it is, it's a pretty important cultural part of the city. We can actually add, this is another view of it here. So yeah, I think this is a really good development, guys. What do you think of a future derby? I think both cities will lean into this. Dallas v Fort Worth will be a hell of a show.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to that. It's cool to have any rival that close, right?
I know it's 40 miles.
That's
It would be one of
incredible.
the closest.
And beyond just the men's, I think what we've talked about a couple of times now is I can't wait to see the Super League as well. I can't wait to see Dallas Trinity play whoever Fort Worth is going to be. It's just I'm excited.
There's nothing like a local rivalry, local away days, and that's some of the things we're going to really start to see across the Metroplex, especially once we start getting, outside of just league play, right? You're going to start seeing Open Cup matchups, Open Cup qualifiers, Dallas Cup. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that goes on between, Atletico, Fort Worth, Texoma, McKinney, like all these things are going to come into play over the next couple of years, and it's going to be really fun to watch. And I think away days are really going to get really exciting around here.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited about this. Y'all know I love the FC Dallas. Not so much MLS as a business model. I want the sport to grow at every level, be it League of Cups or NPSL or all of that. We will actually be doing a segment in the future about the women's leagues that are coming and all their growth as well. But this is right now just USL and their professional.
We should bring our ladies back for that. I think that'd be
yes, indeed. Yes. And another note for these two teams in the Metroplex. So technically, they're two different metro areas. So if we get both these stadiums, they both are D1 Division 1 qualifying. So for all the people who are worried about USL maybe not getting the 12 teams, you have two right here in Fort Worth and Dallas. And I think there's another 4 that already qualify, and that includes everything except the only thing we don't know if they qualify for is owner net worth. They qualify on their metro area, stadium size, everything. So again, that's 2 already off top, and I think another 4. So I think the worry that we wouldn't get to 12 teams might be a little overdone. So that's our local expansion. But if we zoom out nationwide, with 2026 being a massive year for
you're about to tug on my heartstrings.
Soccer, the World Cup, all it is. We're going to talk about the expansion across the country. So away days are important, especially at League One. League One travel. I've talked to guys from Texoma. It's their closest neighbor is not anywhere near here, to be honest.
It's significant.
So they will be getting a rival, quote unquote, Texas rival, which will be literally at the bottom of the state in Corpus Christi, who is in the process of finishing a 5,000 seat soccer stadium in Corpus Christi. So that's, for them, I think it's outside. So if I'm not mistaken, the way their collective bargaining goes, if it has to be within 300 miles for it to be a bus ride instead of a flight. And I think Corpus Christi is still a flight.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's still within the state of Texas. So there's that as far as local interest. And then the Florida, I don't know if it's because Florida is soccer rich or is it because all those really rich retirees have paid their property taxes. All these cities just have 5,000 seat soccer stadiums built for no particular reason.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? I've wondered about that so many times.
Yeah, so we had Naples who joined this year. They already had.
Some of it might be some tax sheltering.
Oh, that's most definitely. So we have 7 teams joining next season for USL 1. Those being Boise, which we talked about their crest, and I think it was hit or miss on whether or not we like that.
I was in camp.
I'm willing to let it grow on me. We'll see.
I was in camp. No, this looks like a FIFA BAFC to create a club crest.
Yeah, fair enough. They're currently in the process of building a 6,500 seat stadium at the old race course ground on they call it Expo. So I guess it's like Fair Park land, kind of. They're using funds from COVID actually, which is hilarious. So not only are these teams joining, they're joining with their own building. So no more, well, not no more, but Gone are the days where we're playing in high school stadiums with football lines. A lot of these clubs are coming in out the gate with their own facilities, all that. Next in is Fort Wayne, Indiana, headed up by former U.S. men's national team is Michael Beasley, which, if anyone knows, he's one of my favorite men's national team players. Like, his touch was awesome, hell of a baller. They're currently building a 7,800 seat, and they said they can round it up to 10,000 with standing only. And I'm like, I don't know how you get another 2,200 with standing only, but
what's that market like size wise?
Fort Wayne metro area is about $250,000.
Okay,
so
Fort
not
Wayne
big.
sucks, but good for y'all.
Fair enough.
I've been to your town more times than I should have been.
I mean, fair enough. And then in Florida, we're getting a couple of teams. We're getting so they already have a USL Super League team, Fort Lauderdale.
Yep.
They're getting
Great fans.
Great fans. So their stadium is actually a converted practice facility the Dolphins had in Fort Lauderdale before they built there. So that's a 7,000 seat soccer stadium. This is what I mean. They just have stadiums available. It's the craziest thing in the world, to be honest with you. But there's a lot of growth going on. But to be honest, we can go through the map. Like I said, 7 teams are coming in. 6 for sure. One is maybe they've been kind of quiet, which is Eugene, Washington, small town of 125-ish.
Massively growing area, though. Massively growing area.
That's like Tyler's size. Whoa.
Yeah, yes. They've been growing pretty rapidly over the past couple of years up in that particular part of the country.
Yeah. So, like I said, 6 teams coming. You can look it up. It's massive growth. They're going to actually, right now, because it's only 14 teams, they're doing single table home and away with 20. They can't quite do east-west because if you look at this map, the only USL or 2 USL 1 teams are in the west, or 3. Sorry, AV Alta, Boise, and Spokane are in the west.
Right.
Everybody else is basically east, right? So that would be, I don't know if they can do east-west yet. They're going to have to figure out a scheduling thing. But I failed to mention about USL. So we're getting 3 USL championship teams. That will be Jacksonville. Brooklyn, who already started the women's team, is going to join their men's team as well. And then Santa Barbara. So those are the 3. So that creates issues with scheduling because that means an uneven schedule if you have 27. Right. So, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But that is the expansion. Again, we're going to, once we get close to the Super League, we're going to talk about Super League expansion as well. Based on the numbers I'm counting, they'll have 12 for the 26-27 season. So that's pretty quick growth, right? You started off with 8, and within 2 years, you're at 12. And mostly because I think that's a requirement in order for them to keep D1 status. So that's pretty awesome. So again, support local soccer wherever you are. If there's not an MLS team, if I just showed you the map, there's probably a team, be it USL, NPSL, USL2, any of those. USL2 season just ended, by the way. I'm not sure. Did McKinney make the playoffs? No?
Did we check the schedule
of that? I don't believe they did.
Either. But yeah, just check USL 2 is basically in every market. I think they have 170 something teams. Then you have NPSL. So again, check your local listings for availability. So we're gonna